So, this is a turtle and it's just foraging for food. But the real star of this exhibit is, well, the lion-tailed macaque. So, it's a brilliant thing. It was very brilliant to see because it was very up close to us. As this is the kind of spectacles that you go and wish to see a lot in your visits. This is a pig-nosed turtle which is in this exhibit, and it's swimming very nicely.
I see a face of.
There is a peekaboo which the lion-tailed macaques often come to, and from there we saw this macaque which was down there. Well, it was
down.
a lovely
Look down.
thing
Look
to
down.
see. Talk about huge freshwater fish. The Mekong giant catfish is one of the largest freshwater fish in the world, but are critically endangered and can only be found in a small part of the Mekong River. Behind them, there's another very huge fish, which is the giant Siamese carp. Both of these have been put in one huge tank. I was amazed by the magnitude of them. This is a bird exhibit. On a tree, both an Indian peacock and a painted stork were on the tree, while there was a black spoonbill and a duck behind it. And basically everyone was just busy grooming themselves. It was nice to see. And also and along with them there was a little masked plover, which I really liked as well. This is very because they're much more up close. And then this is a heron. Now, remember I was filming Animals of Bangalore series quite recently, and that we saw so many birds when we went to the lakes. This is even more close up, and these birds I never got to see in that. Which makes it even more exciting. So yeah, that's basically that. Painted storks have a very close cousin here in Singapore, known as the milky stork, which we might see later. Now, this is a good close-up of the heron. Over here, lots of Vietnamese pond turtles, and they were aligned in a row. A few underwater, few above water. That's how it made it nice. And there was also a Chinese water dragon, which was lifting his head up and down, up and down, up and down, and up and down, which was again nice to see. Now this is a water dragon. It is a water lizard, but not a water monitor. Okay, there's a big difference between them. Over here, we saw a quite awkward looking eel, which is known as the fire eel, in the corner of the Chinese water dragon and Vietnamese pond turtles tank. This is your old classy Bozeman's rainbow fish again. Now, and also some other interesting fish, but the main star of this tank, the Bozeman's rainbow fish. Now this is the eastern rainbow fish. The eastern rainbow fish were swarming around quite nicely, weren't they? And so were these peacock gudgeons, which were also quite nice. And in here, the red rainbow fish, which are in the corners. This next exhibit had the false ghadial, which is commonly known as the tomistoma. We could see its tail only. But that's what we have got, or the false ghadial, also known as tomistoma, which is actually a dangerous one. Over here is a baby turtle known as the hickory, and over here a Chinese soft shell turtle was foraging for food in the gravel. This is a Chinese giant salamander, and it's so big that its body is fully within the log, and Its tail and head is sticking out of both ends, which explains the sheer size of this creature. This is an Amoor sturgeon, which is also huge. I just can't believe how huge it is. This sturgeon is just resting at the bottom. It's a nice sight to see this. Over here, there is a cute red panda who, is eating. But now since we are here, it noticed our presence, continued eating for a bit, but then when as we moved, he moved from his tree and started walking upon a branch of a tree, which made a very close shot, which I loved. Then he was continuing on that branch and still foraging for food. So yeah, and then he kept going until he reached a tree where I guess it's one of his favorite trees, because he stopped there and started searching around more attentively.
Well, do you see this? Well, this is how much the giant panda is given, and and it's given like 35 kgs of bamboo. And wow, it's just amazing.
There are two pandas, Kai Kai and Jia Jia.
So Jia and Kai Kai are the panda names in here.
Here is Jia, the slouching panda, who was slouching on her back. Like so. Yeah, it was quite fun. It was quite funny. But at one thing was peculiar. We saw her mouth was open. And now Kai, the other panda bear, was sleeping inside a home. But on the CCTV camera, we could see where he was sleeping, and that was inside his home.
Okay, so now we've completed half of the river wonders, and there's this Amazon River boat quest, which is closed today for annual maintenance. But if you go along this bridge, you can definitely see creatures. So let's go along this bridge and see what all we can find.
Now this is a giant green anaconda. This green anaconda was half in water and half out. We couldn't see its head, but this is all we've got. Its tail and a little bit of its body. In the same exhibit as the green anaconda, there was a green iguana, which was again doing the same thing as the Chinese water dragon, moving its head up and down, but quicker. Now this is a golden-headed lion tamarin, which was again just scouting its surroundings.